Hello everyone. Advanced Computer Architecture, Chapter 4, Processors and Memory Hierarchy. Memory Hierarchical Technology. Storage devices such as registers, caches, main memory, disk devices, and backup storage are often organized as a hierarchy as depicted in Figure 4.17. The memory technology and storage organization at each level is characterized by five parameters. They are access time (TI), memory size (SI), cost per byte (CI), transfer bandwidth (BI), unit of transfer (XI), where access time is round trip time from CPU to ith level. Memory size is the number of bytes or words in level I. Transfer bandwidth is rate of transfer between levels. Unit of transfer is grain size for transfers between level I and I plus 1. Diagram shows a 4-level memory hierarchy. Memory devices at a lower level are faster to access, smaller in size, and more expensive per byte. Having a higher bandwidth and using a smaller unit of transfer as compared with those at a higher level. Hierarchy where I is equal to 0 corresponds to CPU register level. The cache is at level 1, main memory at level 2, the disk at level 3, and backup storage at level 4. The registers are parts of the processor. Multi-level cache are built either on the processor chip or on the processor board. Register assignment is made by the compiler. Register transfer operations are directly controlled by the processor after instructions are decoded. Register transfer is conducted at processor speed in one clock cycle. Therefore, many designers would not consider register a level of memory. The cache is controlled by the MMU and is programmer transparent. The cache can also be implemented at one or multiple levels, depending on the speed and application requirements. The main memory is sometimes called the primary memory of a computer system. It is usually much larger than the cache and often implemented by the most cost-effective RAM chips, such as DDR, SDR, that is dual data rate synchronous dynamic RAMs. The main memory is managed by a MMU in cooperation with the operating system. The disk storage is considered the highest level of online memory. It holds the system programs such as the OS and compilers, and user programs and their datasets. Optical disks and magnetic tape units are offline memory for use as archival and backup storage. They hold copies of present and past user programs and processed results and files. Disk drive are also available in the form of RAID arrays. Inclusion, coherence, and locality. Information stored in a memory hierarchy M1 to up to Mn satisfies three important properties. One is inclusion, second one coherence, and the third one is locality. We consider cache memory the innermost level M1, which directly communicates with the CPU registers. The outermost level Mn contains all the information words stored. In fact, the collection of all addressable words in Mn forms the virtual address space of a computer. Program and data locality is characterized as the foundation for using a memory hierarchy effectively. The diagram shows the inclusion property and data transfers between adjacent levels of a memory hierarchy. The inclusion property. The inclusion property is stated as M1 included in M2, included in M3, up to included in Mn. The set inclusion relationship implies that all information items are originally stored in the outermost level Mn. During the processing, subsets of Mn are copied into Mn-1. Similarly, subset of Mn-1 are copied into Mn-2 and so on. In other words, if an information word is found in Mi, then copies of the same word can also be found in all upper levels Mi plus 1, Mi plus 2 up to Mn. However, a word stored in Mi plus 1 may not be found in Mi. A word miss in Mi implies that it is also missing from all lower level Mi minus 1, Mi minus 2 up to M1. The highest level is the backup storage where everything can be found. Information transfer between CPU and cache is in terms of words. The cache is divided into cache blocks, also called cache lines by some authors. The main memory is divided into pages, say 4 kilobytes each. Each page contains 128 blocks. Pages are the units of information transferred between disk and main memory. Scattered pages are organized as a segment in the disk memory. For example, segment F contains page A and page B and other pages. The size of a segment varies depending on the author's needs. Data transfer between the disk and backup storage is handled at the file level, such as segment F and G. The coherence property requires that Copies of the same information item at successive memory levels be consistent. If a word is modified in the cache, copies of that word must be updated immediately or eventually at all higher levels. The hierarchy should be maintained as such. Frequently used information is often found in the lower levels in order to minimize the effective access time of the memory hierarchy. In general, there are two strategies for maintaining the coherence in a memory hierarchy. The first method is called write-through, which demands immediate update in mi plus 1 if a word is modified in mi. The second method is write back, which delays the update in mi plus 1 until the word being modified in mi is replaced or removed from mi. Of references. Memory references are generated by the CPU for either instruction or data access. These accesses tend to be clustered in certain regions in time, space, and ordering. There are three dimensions of the locality property. First one, temporal locality. If location M is referenced at time t, then it will be referenced again at some time t plus delta t. Spatial locality. If location M is referenced at time t, then another location M plus or minus delta m will be referenced at time t plus delta t. Sequential locality. If location m is referenced at time t, then locations m plus 1, m plus 2 will be referenced at time t plus delta t, t plus delta t dash, etc. In each of these patterns, both delta m and delta t are very small. Working sets. The set of addresses, bytes, pages, etc. referenced by a program during the interval from t to t plus delta t, where delta t is called the working set parameter, changes slowly. This set of addresses, called the working set, should be present in the higher level of M if a program is to execute efficiently. This is called the working set principle. The diagram shows memory reference patterns in typical program trace experiments where region A, B, and C are generated with the execution of three software processes. Memory capacity planning. The performance of a memory hierarchy is determined by the effective access time T effective to any level in the hierarchy. It depends on the hit ratios and access frequencies. Hit ratio. Hit ratio is a concept defined for any two adjacent levels of a memory hierarchy. When an information item is found in MI, we call it a hit, otherwise a miss. Consider memory levels Mi and Mi minus 1 in a hierarchy I is equal to 1, 2 up to n. The hit ratio Hi at Mi is the probability that an information item will be found in Mi. It is a function of the characteristics of the two adjacent levels Mi minus 1 and Mi. The miss ratio at Mi is defined as 1 minus Hi. The hit ratios at successive levels are a fashion of memory capacities, management policies, and program behavior. Successive hit ratios are independent random variables with values between 0 and 1. To simplify the future division, we assume H0 is equal to 0 and Hn is equal to 1, which means CPU always accesses M1 and the access to the outermost memory Mn is always a hit. The access frequency to Mi is defined as Fi is equal to 1 minus H1 into 1 minus H2 into 1 minus Hi minus 1 into Hi. This is indeed the probability of successful accesses Mi. When there are I minus 1 misses at the lower levels and a hit at Mi. Note that sigma I is equal to 1 to n Fi is always equal to 1 and F1 is equal to H1. Effective access times. There are different penalties associated with misses at different levels in the memory hierarchy. A cache miss is typically 2 to 4 times as expensive as a cache hit. A page fault or miss is 3 to 4 magnitudes as costly as a page hit. The effective access time of a memory hierarchy can be expressed as T effective is equal to sigma 1 to n Fi into Ti. The effective access time is still dependent on program behavior and memory design choices. Hierarchy optimization. The total cost of a memory hierarchy is estimated as C total is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n Ci into Si. This implies that the cost distributed over n levels. Since C1 is greater than C2 greater than C3 up to Cn, we have to choose S1 is lesser than S2 lesser than S3 up to Sn. The optimal design of a memory hierarchy should result in a T effective close to T1 of M1 and a total cost close to the cost of Mn. In reality, This is difficult to achieve due to the trade-offs among n levels. The optimization process can be formulated as a linear programming problem. Given a ceiling C naught on the total cost, that is a problem to minimize T effective is equal to sigma 1 to n Fi Ti, subject to the following constraints: Si is greater than 0, Ti is greater than 0 for all I is equal to 1 to n. C total is equal to sigma I varies from 1 to n, Ci Si must be less than C naught. The unit cost Ci and capacity Si at level Mi depend on the speed Ti required. Therefore, the above optimization involves trade-offs among Ti, Ci, Si, Fi, Hi at all levels where I varies from 1 to n. Virtual memory technology. To facilitate the use of memory hierarchies, the memory addresses normally generated by modern processors executing application programs are not physical addresses but are rather virtual addresses of data items and instructions. Physical addresses, of course, are used to reference the available location in the real physical memory of a system. Virtual addresses must be mapped to physical addresses before they can be used. Virtual to physical mapping. Each word in the physical memory is identified by a unique physical address. All memory words in the main memory form a physical address space. Virtual addresses are those used by machine instructions making up an executable program. The virtual addresses must be translated into physical addresses at runtime. A system of translation tables and mapping functions are used in this process. The address translation and memory management policies are affected by the virtual memory model used and by the organization of the disk and of the main memory. The use of virtual memory facilities sharing of the main memory by many software processes on a dynamic basis. It also facilitates software portability and allows user to execute programs requiring much more memory than the available physical memory. Only the active portion of running programs are brought into the main memory. This permits the relocation of code and data, makes it possible to implement protection in the OS kernel, and allows high-level optimization of memory allocation and management. Let V be the set of virtual addresses generated by a program running on a processor. Let M be the set of physical addresses allocated to run this program. A virtual memory system demands an automatic mechanism to implement the following mapping: FT, where V to M union null. This mapping is a time function which varies from time to time because the physical memory is dynamically allocated and deallocated. Consider any virtual address small v belongs to v. The mapping ft is formally defined as follows. Ft of v is equal to m if m belongs to capital M has been allocated to store the data identified by virtual address v, or it is equal to null if data v is missing in M. In other words, the mapping of Ft of V uniquely translates the virtual address V into a physical address M if there is a memory hit in capital M. When there is a memory miss, the value returned Ft of V is equal to null, signals that the referenced item has not been brought into the main memory at the time of reference. The efficiency of the address translation process affects the performance of the virtual memory. Virtual memory is more difficult to implement in a multiprocessor where additional problems such as coherence, protection, and consistency becomes more challenging. The two virtual memory models are private virtual memory and the second one is shared virtual memory. The first model uses a private virtual memory space associated with each processor. Each private virtual space is divided into pages. Virtual pages from different virtual spaces are mapped into the same physical memory shared by all processors. The advantage of using private virtual memory include the use of a small processor address space, example 32 bits, protection on each page or on a per process basis, and the use of private memory maps which requires no locking. The shortcoming lies in the synonym problem in which different virtual addresses in different virtual space point to the same physical page. Shared virtual memory. This model combines all the virtual address spaces into a single global shared virtual space. Each processor is given a portion of the shared virtual memory to declare their addresses. Different processors may use disjoint spaces. Some areas of virtual space can be also shared by multiple processors. The advantage in using shared virtual memory include the fact that all addresses are unique. Thank you.